So in the last couple of weeks, I've been trying to convince pretty much all of my clients, as well as anyone who will listen to me, which isn't many people, but I've been trying to convince everyone to start a LinkedIn newsletter. So a LinkedIn newsletter sits usually on your personal profile. It can also sit on your company page, but I think there's better mileage in it. Most people have more personal connections than company level connections. So mostly your newsletter is probably going to sit on your personal profile. So if you have a look at my profile under featured, you will see Story Selling Consistency, which was the newsletter I started last Friday. When you create your newsletter, LinkedIn will invite, I believe, all of your existing contacts and then any new contacts that you connect with. Once someone is subscribed to the newsletter, so you'll see that I've got 59 subscribers in the last week, which, given that I am antisocial, I don't think is too tragic. I think it's more, I've had more LinkedIn subscribers than I have email subscribers, let's say. So this is really a place for you to create articles and house articles that are all about a specific topic that solves a specific problem for your ideal clients. So the problem that I've chosen to focus on here is consistency. This, I think, is the big, hairy marketing monster that trips us all up. Is, not only how do we be authentic and tell our story, but how do we do it on a consistent long-term basis? It's quite a wide theme. It's quite a generous theme, but it is quite a narrow theme that focuses on one specific problem that my ideal client is facing. So your newsletter should also focus on one specific problem. It could be quite a big problem. It probably should be quite a big problem if you're going to be publishing every week or every 2 weeks. But then each article you go in and create as an addition, and everyone who is subscribed to the newsletter will receive an in-app notification under their notifications tab. And depending on their settings, they may also receive an email as well. So it's almost like a soft email list. It's not quite the same as having someone opt into your real email list, because this is not building an audience in a place that you control the data. But I think it's an easier way to get people into your world, and then over time encourage them to opt into your email list and start dripping value. Start building the relationship with them. Plus, it keeps them on the app. What I found is that people if they're on LinkedIn, they don't generally seem to like being whisked away to, strange places. So, go ahead, start your newsletter. The game changer that has occurred in the last week or so is that you can now run LinkedIn ads to promote your LinkedIn newsletter. If you're running ads on your personal profile, the way to do this is to set up a single image campaign using the engagements. So it has to be the only engagements that you can use for this ad format are engagements or brand awareness. And as generally we're not big brands, it doesn't really make sense to use brand awareness. So usually I'm using, in all cases, I'm using engagement as the campaign objective. And then you create what LinkedIn calls a thought leader ad. So each time you publish a new edition, a new article on your newsletter, which should follow whatever the schedule you set here. So I've got some clients that publish fortnightly. You could go down to a month if you're really pressed for time, but I would suggest once a fortnight is a good thing to aim for to start generating that consistent signal. But yeah, when you create a new article, you'll also create a post that will sit on your profile promoting that specific episode. And then what you're doing in the ad is you're boosting, if you like, the post that announced that specific edition of the newsletter. So I've selected 2 of these different posts, and it's created 2 different ads. You can see these actually if you preview them. So this was the post. Actually, I've edited this slightly since I first published it. So you can, if you go back to your profile, you can edit the post. So I've said, the first article is below, check it out. And then I've added, please subscribe to stay in touch. Wink, wink. Tell them what you want them to do. So LinkedIn will then share this around as a single image ad. So the post image is really important that you select to use. The post image should encapsulate the problem that you're solving. The other one that I've got running is my first article, which was about the 4 pillars of marketing consistency. So that's currently just got a pillar image. I'm not really an image person, so I wasn't feeling very excited about that one. But I think it's worth looking at the copy on this. So the copy on the post itself is very much problem led. It scratches at the problem much more. Have you ever committed to show up regularly in your marketing and found that the schedule became too overwhelming? You got too busy with client work. Sustainable, authentic marketing is underpinned by these 4 pillars of consistency. These is a very powerful word because it evokes curiosity. What are these pillars? So you have to go and read the article. And again, so an adjustment that I've made this evening is I've added, please subscribe to the Storytelling Consistency newsletter if you find this helpful. I publish these articles every week. So you can publish to your connections first and then edit the post and then boost the post as a thought leader ad. Very early days on this. I only set this live today on a very short, small £8 a day budget. LinkedIn's interpretation of £8 a day is actually fairly loose, so they've spent about £11, for LinkedIn hyperinflation or whatever. But so far, LinkedIn will obviously show the ad that generates the most engagements. So an engagement is people who either like or comment or click on any part of the ad. They will promote the ad that does that. You then need to keep track of, okay, that's great, but how many people are either following you as a member? So you want to change your columns to engagements if you're not looking at them. Obviously, keep an eye on the reactions if you get any. The main one you want to look at, though, is subscriptions. So actually, I can see that I've had 1 newsletter subscription from the ad that has actually had lower engagements. So if that carries on and more of my subscriptions come from this ad, then what I'll do is I will pause this top one because, it might be getting more engagement, but if it's not getting the subscriptions, then it's not worth running as an ad. So that's the kind of thing that you have to keep an eye on. What I'm going to do is each time I publish a new article, I'm going to test it as an ad and see how the engagement performs. And because over time, as you build out more newsletter editions, more articles, there will be one in there that really strikes a chord with your audience, and you probably don't know what it is yet. So run it for a few days on a very small ads budget to gauge the temperature of the water. And if it gets traction, then you can start to ramp up spend or move it to its own campaign or etc. Hopefully this has been interesting. This is brand new. It's quite rare that I'm excited about a new ad format. I have this kind of stoic marketer thing going on, but I'm quite excited about thought leader ads to promote a LinkedIn newsletter. I can see a lot of value in this. If your newsletter is good and it solves a specific burning problem and you're consistent, that's the other angle. That's the other thing that potentially I can help you with. Send me a DM if you'd like help. Thanks.